Elaine Royal, No Child Left Behind. No Child Left Behind. Elaine Royal.
Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair.
You're welcome.
There's an African proverb that states that the child that's not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. Have you ever felt unloved? Have you ever felt unwanted? Have you ever felt unwelcome? I have. But this is no sad story. No, quite the contrary. You see, I've always earnestly believed that if I set my mind to it and believed it, I could achieve anything of my dreams. Mr. Contest Chair, class, welcome to the 5th grade. Life has a funny way of making us doubt all the dreams of our childhood. When we grow older for some reason or another, we seem to forget those things. Myself, growing up, we didn't have much, and I didn't get the opportunity to have quality time with my parents. They were too busy chasing demons of their own. But what I did have is a praying, loving, nurturing grandmother and books, lots of books. Oh, with books, I could transcend and travel to distant lands. I could become anything I wanted in a book. I could read about global heroes from around the world, and I could meet anyone in history and time. When I became a teacher, there is nothing more that filled the joy of my heart than to turn students on to reading. You see, we read so we can learn to read ourselves and understand ourselves. We read so that we can learn to understand others. And in my classroom, when it was time to explore a book, there was nothing more I loved than to expose children to the ancient art of storytelling. In my classroom, we didn't sit in rows. No. We sat in groups. We created a village. And when we gathered and I told students, okay, let's make our world here. Close your eyes and follow me in your heart. But then it's always that one student. You know that one student the teacher has to keep practically balled and chained next to her desk. I mean, her heart. And I had my one student, and for reasons unknown, it didn't matter what he did in school, I was single-handedly responsible for his misbehavior. For instance, if he was in the cafeteria and he had a behavior, the cafeteria staff would bring him to me on my duty-free lunch. If he was in music and I was on my conference period, the music teacher would bring him to my class. If he got in trouble in his other classes and the teacher sent him to the office, the principal would send him back to me. So one day, he and I were both doing hard time in detention. I said, look, we're in detention, take a seat, get started on your work, and be quiet. I've got a speech to write. He didn't follow directions well. Ms. Royal, all them speeches you be doing, did you ever dream about it like Martin Luther the King? Martin Luther the King. Well, I suppose so. But look, this is detention. Take a seat, have a seat, and be quiet. Get started on your work. I've got a speech to write. He didn't follow directions. Here he was again. Ms. Royal, I got the book, Miss Royal. The book? Yeah, Miss Royal, I got the book. The Martin Luther the King book, Miss Royal. If I bring that book to class tomorrow, will you read it to us, Miss Royal? Jesus help me. Yes, I will read the book. But listen, you have got to sit down, get started on your work, because I've got a speech to write. What do you think he did? Raise that hand one more time. Miss Raw, that speech you working on, can you say your speech to me, Miss Raw? I got some dreams too. Detention paused that day, and he and I had a conversation. As it turned out, we had a lot in common. Just like me in 5th grade, he was living with his grandmother. His mother and father not actively around. For some reason, when I told him that I entered the international speech contest, he became ignited. It's like he vicariously started to live this experience through me. As fate would have it, as he started to read more and engaged, and he and I started to have a little warmth between us, his academic productivity went up, his relationship with his peers and everybody on staff suddenly changed. All because I chose to be warm with him instead of the hot I had been with him all year long. The child that's not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. The first child that you must show warmth to is yourself. That's holy ground in your heart. Don't ever lose your sense of wonder or play. Keep that with you. And if there's no village, baby, build your village with nice, good, kind people. Because the most important story that you ever read is the same story that you have to tell yourself. And that is the story that you leave behind for the children. Thank you, class. Mr. Contest Chair.